Gramps, do you want to frame that question for us, please?
All right, so let's talk about this new hockey that Luffy has basically been developing over the course of his last couple of chapters. Mm-hmm. And now we're just finding out that it's basically about him essentially placing his armament hockey inside of objects in order to like destroy them from the inside out. So yeah, I can see this being used, you know, to make him better at fighting against somebody who's literally a tank like Kaido or Big Mom. But I don't really see how this makes him any more powerful when he's fighting against anybody else, because basically every other battle is going to be more of, you know, him developing his other forms of haki or maintaining Gear 4 for longer, or even developing Gear 5 if he needs to, and so forth. So I don't really see any other uses for this. It seems like it's just a, you know, one-off type of level up of this type of hockey that doesn't really need to have so much of a large training for.
I actually want to disagree with you, Gramps, in the sense that this kind of gives Luffy a way of getting stronger without getting a new form in itself. Because if you, like, okay, so let's say he masters his haki, right? This pretty much means that he can use less effort to do more damage. It's more about technique than just actually getting stronger. So this new level of haki would make even his Gear 2 be like OP in a way. If you could be like fast enough that like no one could see you, and then as soon as you hit a strike, you doing like damage, no matter who you fighting against, including Big Mom or Kaido. I think that's huge. So like how you mentioned Luffy possibly getting a Gear 5, I'm saying that won't be necessary because it's Gear 4 with this new haki would be able to start competing, or at least start putting a fight, I'll say at least, to some Yoko.
So let's say, for example, if a Kaido hits his ass with lava, how could he exactly use that new form of haki in order to fight against that type of shit?
Well, I mean, like, as long as you have haki, you can touch Logia. Are you saying like as defense against lava?
Yeah,
or
you can touch a Logia, but he still wouldn't be able to compete against somebody like a Kaido who's literally going to be burning his ass up the whole time.
Well, I ain't gonna lie to you. I have no idea, but
I don't get what you mean.
I think he's saying like when.
That's what I'm thinking. Like it would have to be just a strengthening of that base type of haki in order to go against somebody like a Kaido, for example, instead of just trying to simply destroy something from the inside, because you can't just quote unquote destroy lava from the inside out.
Haki allows you to touch Logias already, so I feel like that invalidates that part.
Right, but if he's shooting the lava at you, how are you touching him?
Oh, you mean
it becomes a projectile at this point?
Yeah, he's not going to use it against the lava, but as far as like a Kanu's person,
he's
like Sarat,
hit himself.
Yeah, like if he goes up and tries to hit a Kanu, he can hit him with his Busoshoku without even this, and now he can like also like put an attack on the inside.
No, I understand that if you're actually making contact with somebody, yes, that's what makes it more effective against somebody who, you know, potentially has a very strong outer shell, I guess you could say.
But actually what I thought this was a projectile move too, so I would thought that he could still shoot it at someone. Because I thought that's what What's-His-Face was talking about in the beginning. Like, even though they showed it this way, I thought the initial thing was like, you were going to shoot some shit out of your hands.
I thought they were two separate things.
Oh, okay.
To be honest.
Because so like, for example, when Rayleigh did that shock against that elephant, that's not the same thing. That's a different type of haki than what Luffy just played. That's my opinion, because I think the blocking thing is closer to this one, whereas like something on the outside where it just kind of blocks it.
Yeah.
But I don't exactly know what it is that he's talking about, the inside shit. But I just think it's two separate things. I guess this is like a higher level.
Yeah.
Essentially. But
here's my thought on the usefulness of it. One, if we talk about like the different types of things Luffy fights, right? There's fodder niggas. Those are already taken care of, more or less, like with all of his arsenal. So he can still use this on them, but does he need to? No. So we're probably not gonna see it on fodder niggas. There's like the niggas that are like he's stronger than, but like won't get knocked out by straight up Conqueror's haki, right? Do I see him using this on them? No, he can knock them out with his basic moveset. Now there's the people that's on his same tier Do I see him using this on them, like a Law or a Basil or whatever? I also don't see him using it on there. I strictly see this as like Luffy now has basically set himself up to where every fight we see him, he's going to take on a Yonko or someone of that tier. So the only way now, because we know he's not physically as strong as these people, he has not put in enough effort or work as these people, the Haki is basically his plot armor that allows him to beat these folks. We already established, like in the last arc, Big Mom is untouchable, like when it comes straight up like 1v1. And Queen even showed that now too, because Queen dropped her ass on her head and like Big Mom like got knocked out from it, but it seemed like it was like an internal injury versus like her going like, ow, that hurt. I feel like she just shook her brain up and she's like, oh, concussion, I'm knocked out.
She's asleep.
Yeah, so to me, it's like, okay, well, how do I penetrate someone like Big Mom without having the time to build up the actual physical strength to do something like that? Well, I use this. Kaido, same thing. Like, I need to be able to touch this dude, but I cannot actually, like, physical one-to-one, I can't take him on. We saw what he did to 3 niggas of his level. Yeah. Same thing with Shanks, same thing with Whitebeard. Like, I see this move being used as is, like, this is the plot armor that's going to allow Luffy to get to some level, maybe not fully beat Kaido, but to get to some level of, like, alright, this is how I pass Kaido. And then what I'm hoping to see is, like, the same way we saw Dogtooth take Busoshoku to a next level, is to see somebody that uses this, but, like, on some other super level, meaning, like, we can see, like, a Neji type of nigga who uses this in, like, a pressure port type of format, or someone who can, like, send this as like blast to people that does damage, but they're basically like I want to see what the actual high tier level of this is. Like Busoshoku was just like hearing things, but Dogtooth was like, here's like if I went to college for Busoshoku Haki, this is one of the degrees I could get. So now I want to see like with this move, what is like the college degree level? What's the masters of this? Because I think someone else, either in this arc or later in the story, is going to have like a way better mastery. Because all Riley did was like the base level version of it. Boom, Seastone handcuffs don't work on me anymore. And that's what we got for Luffy here. Now Seastone handcuffs don't mean shit to Luffy whatsoever. Like he'll be able to take them bitches off. But I want to see like, alright, here's the master of it.
So basically, if we see somebody like fucking Mihawk fighting against Luffy, and he tries to hit his ass with his sword, Luffy's just gonna suddenly break the sword from the inside out.
I don't think he'd be able to do it on Mihawk's sword. I think it would be Haki versus Haki, so no. Because like I say that because I think like Mihawk would put Haki into this thing. This thing seems like if you're not fully body armored Haki, like just regular skin, if I hit you, I can do this. Yeah. But I feel like if he runs into another person like a Virgo, for example, and try to do this on him, it wouldn't like necessarily work. If he was fully armored. I
think it is like just because Luffy can use Haki and touch like a Kano, for example, he still can't beat him. Yeah. I mean he can do the Haki stuff, but that doesn't mean he can just break Mihawk's sword automatically.
Yeah. Nor do I think he would use this type of thing on Mihawk. I think Mihawk would basically be like a gear type of win. That's the way I would see the fight going. I wouldn't see how he would use this. I see this specifically on these like. That's why to be honest, I don't even see him. Not that Luffy would ever go against Shanks, but I don't even see him using this against Shanks. I see this like Whitebeard, Big Mom, Kaido. These gigantic people who are actually like physically strong. Yeah, like you can't really get to them physically. Like that is why I see him using
something to make your attack stronger. I mean, that's all I see.
That's what I thought too.
Like, that's what I'm saying though. I don't see that as making your attack stronger. I see it as just a one-off type of thing.
I mean, that's what they said. It's just a more powerful.
I mean, but one level above that power is the ability to have the Haki, you clad yourself, and destroy them from the inside out. That is far more powerful. Yeah, I mean, like even like in the 2 panels, he's only scratching this piece of rock compared to him actually destroying it.
Power up.
So I mean, this is like a physical power up, I believe. So
it's like assuming we got every attack and just makes every attack stronger.
Right.
Essentially.
Right.
Well, I guess then our follow-up question would be, what form do you see this being the most useful in? Like of gears of like. Well, if we take the Gear 4th world, could you see him added to any of those animal forms?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, well,
But I mean, in terms of like where you feel like we get a new move from it versus like an enhanced version. Like, because I can see like the way I interpreted it was like a blast. So I saw this as a really great thing for like Snake Man, where like all Snake Man is supposed to do is really help you get the hit in. So if he can get the hit in, he's good. So I can see it as that, or I can see it as like if he can make this something that's like a bomb, basically, then he could up the con gun to where it's something like how Kenshiro does in whatever, where he kind of like hits you and then there's a delay and you blow up. Like he would just hit somebody with a con gun, they think nothing happened to them. He walks away, is like boom, you done.
Oh, like all this internal damage.
Yeah, like that type of shit. So that's the way I saw it, but like the way I'm seeing it now is like the way I'm seeing it from this picture is there's something outside of your hockey that like can phase through skin.
That's pretty much how
which is weirder to me than what I thought, which was like, oh, I'm just like sending a blast into the object that's doing stuff, and then I'm like,
no, I mean it's pretty much what you said before with the Hyuga Taijutsu. Yeah. It's like literally been putting your chakra inside someone else, like to attack their internal systems.
Yeah.
So if Homie really does become a mastery period where he can just like throw a punch with Haki and do this, then like I said before, this is gonna amplify all of his fighting, just period. Whether in like I guess technically if you want to be technical, what the gear 2nd through 4th is when he actually uses like Haki in his moves, I guess. So I see literally all his forms getting a boost after he masters this. Period.
Okay.
And that's just on the attack stance of things, not as far as defense goes.
I don't think.
So like for example, if he's using Snake Man and somebody. Like, for example, when Katakuri was dodging all of Luffy's hands and was still able to get close to Luffy's actual body and land an attack on him, that doesn't do anything as far as defense on his actual body, right?
I would guess that, too. I don't sense any, like, defensive capabilities with how they're wording this.
Yeah, my guess from this is, like, I see full body Busoshoku or whatever, Busoshoku Haki as, like, that. As the defense power up when it comes to the hockey world.
Like Virgo?
Yeah, well, Virgo did. I felt like that is because they kept making it seem like it was the most unique thing ever. We've never seen anyone else do something like that. Well, I think it's weak because it's Virgo. You know what I mean? But like, if I'm a hockey master and then I do that, like I should be impenetrable. Basically, think about it. Like, because your hockey just gets stronger. So it's like if I have the strongest Busoshoku Haki out there, you cannot penetrate that.
I was thinking that if you spread it over a large area, the entire body, I was thinking maybe it weakens it. Like if you put focus it on one point, it's stronger, as opposed to just putting it all over your body. We don't know. He never probably will. We probably never talk about it.
All right, we're halfway through, right? So we got time. Hella fucking chapters. God damn. Niggas still gonna be talking about this with gray hairs and shit. God damn, all of them. All right, so in summary, I'm guessing we did not change your mind about the usefulness of this.
In fact, we just don't know shit about it. That's really it.
Maybe next chapter.
We'll need more time.